Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I took that thumbnail now. You gotta give me that. I have questions for you. What opens with Jenna saying she's her own biggest fan, her own biggest motivator? And what closes with the person going home who they say can't follow directions of the client? Perhaps, maybe they think. It seemed like it, maybe. If you guessed America's Next Top Model season 24 episode, I think it's 13. Beauty is, I don't know. I think it's 13. But the episode that just came on right now, like a few hours ago. You're correct. Maybe you read it on the thumbnail. You didn't, because I don't think it's on the thumbnail yet. Or maybe it is now. When you're seeing it, you might not be seeing it right now as I'm recording it. Thank you so much for clicking on the video or jumping on live and sticking around to see how we get from opening to closing. I am Angela and the channel is Be Fabulous You. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and all of those other good things that help us to go from 0 to 1,000, next level fierce, charter subscribers, and all of the other exciting things that are in the making. Okay, let's go. Let's proceed with the recap review. So we have Jenna. She's saying, I'm my own biggest fan, my own biggest motivator, and I'm going to win. Guess what? I'm going to be savage. Okay, Jenna. Okay. Hey, welcome on the chat. Then we have Christiana. We see her calling her mom. Remember, I don't know, maybe if you remember back in the day, or you might not remember, but back in the day, that phone booth used to be a subject of great contention on America's Next Top Model. It used to be a thing. I forgot all about the phone booth. She says she wants her mom to be proud. She's afraid to tell her mom about the molestation. And I was kind of like, did she tell her? Because they were speaking maybe Russian. I don't know what language they were speaking in, but they were speaking in another language and I couldn't understand it. And I'd have to go up close to the TV to read the subtitles. And I didn't. So I didn't know, but she didn't. She didn't tell her mom, but she was talking about how she wanted to tell her mom. They get Tyra mail. Tyra is talking about cotton candy, squirt guns, and something. Hello, all things beauty. I'm just silly. Ignore me. Welcome on the chat. So, you know, it's like her little, who is this? Sonia sees. It's Angela. What you mean, who this? Who is this? It's me, Angela. Oh, you talking about, okay. So Tyra Mail is talking, you know, teasing them about what the challenge is going to be. So, the challenge, for the new Final Four. Yeah, I'm talking about America's Next Top Model, the TV show, the competition. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm talking about America's Next Top Model. I'm doing a recap of that, and then I'm about to do a recap of Married at First Sight. Hopefully before it gets too late and I go to bed. Okay, so we're right at the top of it. So, you know, she's teasing the challenge. Miss Tyra Banks is. Some people are there from the corporation Pantene. I thought that show was over years ago. It kind of was, and they kind of trying to keep it going, and it's shifted, and I don't know if I love it, but I still watch it, and I like it much better now that Tyra is back. I think I didn't think that it was that I was done with it, but now that Tyra is back, I do like it better. If they had traveled, I would like it even better still. So they say that the Pantene girl or woman is strength and beauty. And each of the women will be their own creative director for their, for the challenge. So they go from, you know, they pick everything all the way to editing the photo. So each one is going to be representing a different line that's been selected for them by the corporation or whatever. Jenna says that she's going for Marilyn Monroe. She wants blonde and she wants a mole, and, you know, she chooses some prop. And Christiana is like, the biatch is trying to steal my style. She's blonde, she getting a mole at it, and she got the same prop as me. What a guan. Kyla, they have 10 minutes till the shoot, or 10 minutes to shoot and select their photo or whatever. So Kyla's theme is light and airy. She's representing the phone brand. Christiana is very demanding in terms of, oh, could you move the fan down? Could you do this? Which I thought was good. I thought it was good. She was the artistic director. She was directing the artistry of her shot. And then Shanice, she has lots of ideas, and people kind of feel like she might be a little scattered, like she's trying to do the most, and maybe she should have zoomed in and done just one thing instead of 17 things. But anyway, and then Jenna, Shanice is like looking at her like, she looks like Christiana. Why? Kyla does not like any of her photos. She starts sounding real like hard on herself, and I start getting concerned for the young woman at that time. Like, she's like but I don't know, like the way she was talking about her photos made me feel uncomfortable. And she's upset, she's stressed, she's crying. And then Miss Jenna is like, Kyla doesn't think she did so well. I really don't care. It's just one less girl. And I'm like, it's almost like a horror movie or something, like Single White Female or whatever. Like, Jenna is now fully embodying the mean spirit of Rio. And I'm like, yeah! Any of these girls black? Shanice is black. I mean, like unambiguously black. We wouldn't have any question. Kyla is biracial. Her mom is white. We guess her dad is black. She identifies as biracial. I've never seen her dad, but if I just saw her on the street, I wouldn't identify her as black or biracial. And Jenna is like mixed, like she's black, white, Vietnamese, and I don't know. She has a lot of combination. When I look at her, I would never think of her as black. But when I saw some of her pictures from like being a child, I was like, oh, she looks black. But, in some of the photos, people are like, I can really see your blackness. I haven't noticed it. And then Christiana is Eastern European. So those are the four that are left now. So I'm rooting for Shanice. So Shanice, but Jenna, I'm not feeling it. She's kind of like coming with the mean girl 2.0. So Shanice, her shot, when they go to look at it, it's like, our brand is movement, it's hair. We want to see movement, and there's not really much movement. Jenna, they're like, we don't really understand why you chose your prop of the hourglass. The challenge winner is Christiana. Yay! They felt that she exemplified strength and beauty and great energy. Same with Mariah Carey. Childhood pics look blacker. That's interesting. I didn't know that. So she gets to pick a friend. She picks Kyla to go for a surprise. We don't know if they're going. I thought they were going. So back at the house, we have confession cam, and Christiana is like, I'm glad I won. The goal is for me to be number one and for me to win and for Jenna to lose. And I'm like, dang, I mean, that's kind of on the negative side. Just focus on you winning, baby girl. Don't worry about who's losing. Just focus on what you're doing. Shanice is like, they should let me win because I have to support my whole family. And I know when you're coming from poverty, she's coming from like Tennessee or something like that, someplace southern or like, but anyway, she's coming from Tennessee and she feels like she needs to support her whole family. And I know to her, $100,000 seems like a lot. And shoot, theoretically, she could probably live for 10 years off of $100,000 in, Tennessee, Kentucky, wherever she's from. I don't know. But, if you live frugally, you can make that last. But $100,000 is not that much money to be supporting your whole family. But I understand she's feeling a lot of pressure to transform her family. But just because she feels like she has a lot of pressure, that doesn't mean that anybody is going to give you anything out of pity or like, well, you just poor and pitiful and broke and you got to support your family, so you should win the competition. So the surprise, they hear knocking at the door. They like, who's knocking at the door? Nobody knocks on the door. The other people just come in. I don't know what's going on. And then they go to the door and surprise, Kyla and Christiana's moms are there. So they get some family time, which I think is really nice and important. Kyla's mom was a model before she became pregnant at 20, and she wished that she could have pursued modeling. So Kyla is really, I want to do it for my mom. Christiana tells her mother about the molestation. Of course, when she was 11, her father to me, it seemed like he set her up to be molested. I don't know. That's what it sounded like to me. And I didn't know how her mother was going to receive it. And I'm like, you in the middle of a competition, $100,000 just to wear makeup and clothes. Rough life. No, they get $100,000 for winning the competition. I don't know if they're not calling it a modeling competition. I mean, a modeling contract. So I think that they get the $100,000 for winning America's Next Top Model. So she could use that as to launch her into some other things, but it's not like, winning $5,000 for life or, $20 billion or whatever. I mean, cause even winning $1 million is like, by the time the taxes are taken out and, whatever, it can be kind of, so I didn't know how Christiana's mom was going to receive the molestation. I didn't know if it was going to create tension for her competing. If her mother was like, I don't believe you. You're a liar. You're a slut. She could start her own business. She could do a lot of stuff with $100,000 now, or $50,000 or $10,000 or, but, so I didn't know how her mother was going, you're a liar, you're a slut, it didn't happen. What are you talking about? I'm leaving, I'm upset. But her mother received it well. It seemed like Christiana felt, like it was cathartic. It gave her some relief. So I was like, whoo, I'm glad to hear about that. So we're at the photo shoot. Kyla is being super hard on herself. It started earlier in the episode. I never noticed it before this. But in this episode, it seems to be escalating. For one of you, this photo shoot will become part of an actual campaign. And you'll be repping some products they'll be repping products from the same line that they did earlier. I think that's what it said. Let's keep it moving. So Jenna picks the same hair color as Christiana. And again, and editing kind of has it looking like she feels like Christiana is her biggest competition. So she's trying to embody Christiana. But I'm like, girl, just do you. Don't be trying to, trying to do somebody else. You're not going to win because they going to be them better than you could be them. But anyway, she's like, I'll do whatever it takes to win. Do you think Tyra turned on us? I don't know if Tyra was ever, I think her consciousness has probably more or less always been where it's been. I don't know if she was ever oriented, toward, Black consciousness or Black liberation. I don't get that impression. Her mother seems relatively conscious as a woman, but they don't seem overly conscious as Black people to me. So no, I don't think she turned on us. I don't think she was ever consciously, oriented to certain things. So Christiana goes first. Jenna comes up and she's watching her in the seat, and it's making Christiana feel weird. And then Jenna gets up and she comes real close, and she's watching her, and Christiana is trying to pose and do her thing, and she's getting thrown off because the woman is giving her the evil eyes. She feels a little nervous. And then Kyla, they like her work after a bit of a challenge. Shanice is excited about her hair makeover because when they did the makeovers before, she was having her psoriasis. I think she has psoriasis. And she never got her makeover, but she gets a full hair makeover now. So she's really feeling herself. But when the photo shoot, they're like, she looks scared. She looks bored. Okay, that's the shot. She looks scared. She looks bored. It's like she occasionally gets it. They don't really seem to like it. Jenna, they feel like it's too sexy. Shanice says, I don't see an America's Next Top Model. I see it's not a sexy thing. She's just doing the same thing over and over. She's just being critical of her. I don't care for it. Jenna feels good. Shanice feels good. Then they get Tyra mail. They back at the house. Christiana is like, Jenna has been manipulative, vindictive in the most passive aggressive way, and it's time for her to go home. So, nobody likes Jenna in this house right now. But I like Jenna, but I'm still rooting for Shanice. But I don't know where she got her she's twisted. She needs to untwist and just do her. You ain't got to worry about, just do you, boo. Okay, so then in judging, Tyra is like, what's wrong with you guys? You look really good. She likes how they look. So Philip Klein is the guest judge for this. He's some designer, and he's going to evaluate who he wants to walk in his show. Has there ever been any girl on there without problems or drama? Just a sweet, normal girl. I don't know. Some of them, like this Christiana seems sweet. I mean, well, I guess she's been molested, but I think she seems relatively sane. I think sometimes, the people seem relatively sane, but I think part of what happens for TV and for reality shows is you're looking for drama. Like, you're looking for good TV. Like, some people wouldn't necessarily be excited to watch well-adjusted people. You know what I mean? Like, I've watched some, like, there were some shows where you do see life coaching, but then still you're life coaching people who have challenges. But I think, the tension and the drama, it's like my art teacher always said, it's the contrast between the darkness and the light, and the tension between, where there's something existing and something not existing that creates what draws you in. So, but these young women, Jenna seems like she's kind of gone cuckoo crazy, but she didn't start off seeming like that. And a lot of it can be editing too. Right, embellished for TV. A lot of it can be editing too. So because I saw one little girl, one of the young women, who was real chocolate in the beginning. I can't remember her name. Dang, I can't remember her name. But I saw her on YouTube with one of the other women, and they seemed sane and happy and light and bubbly and friendly and very likable. But again, that could be editing too, since it was their YouTube video. But Philip Klein is the guest judge. He wants to see, which of the three people he would like to walk in his show. So it's almost like a casting for him, where it's like a elimination for, the other people. Shanice, Ashley gives critiques. She's not really feeling Shanique's picture. LaRoche thinks that it's a job well done. He says, now I think that he was really trying to support her as a black woman, because what he said, I was kind of like, he's like, this looks like the classic ad for a black woman's campaign for, a perm, and he talks about like black products. So I think that he was really trying to advocate for her and say, I'm not going to let you dog this black child out. That's what I thought was going on, but I don't know. Because I was kind of like, who is LaRoche? He's one of the judges. So he's like this black guy. I think he's from Tennessee, like Shanice is from. So they've kind of like connected and bonded on that. But he works as like a stylist for, he might be gay. He's very like feminine. Like, I don't know what he does in the bedroom. I've never heard him talk about it on the show, but he like styles like famous people. Like, I was gonna say Nicki Minaj, but like Lady Gaga, and he's style, I don't know, he's like up there in that world. So he tries to advocate for her, I think. But when what he's talking about, it almost seems like it makes it seem a little dated to me. Or maybe it's like the last time that I looked at, a perm box was so long ago that it brought up like old dated images for me. And Tyra is like, she saw the mess and the magic when she was editing the film. She does look better when she looks down, but her eyes go dead. So she has to learn to look down and also, smize and do all of that. So she's giving her some coaching. Jenna, they say, it was too posed and it was too sexy. The guest judge is like, I like sex and I like the sexy pictures and I like sexy Jenna. He likes her. And she has a background with Playboy. So I don't, Kyla, Ashley loves her. LaRoche loves her. The guest judge wishes it was hipper. Tyra likes her too. Christiana, so the guest judge is Christiana, they say it's like sexy innocence. And the guest judge is like, it's beautiful, it's sexy, it's natural. And then they say it speaks to the masses, it's ageless. The creative director guy, I can't remember his name, is like, it's not your best work, and I know what your best work is. is, so it was okay. And Tyra is like, I think that what happened is that you were so commercial when you came in. We've like beat the commercial out of you, and you were trying not to be commercial, and so we needed you to be commercial, and you couldn't. You were too busy being high fashion. That's how I took what she said. And then there's the deliberation, you know, so Shanice, Christiana, she delivers every week. They thought that Shanice was going to be like the breakout girl, but she's kind of like took them so far, and then they just feel like she's broken down. She ain't still growing and developing, but she has grown a lot. Kyla, you know, they say she is the Pantene girl. Like they really liked her for the brand. Are there any famous models from the show? Not really. I've researched it and I don't really find one. It seems like you get people like Eva the Diva from season 3, who's like a personality. But in terms of going on to high fashion model, I don't think that this show is really, I don't think that this show is turning out high fashion models. We had another woman who ended up doing some stuff on BET, a black woman. I can't remember her name now. But, you know, again, it was more like personality stuff rather than Eva Marcel. Right, she was from season 3 of this show. Now, if she was a high fashion model, I don't know because, you know, I didn't see her work. But, you know, I see her now back on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, you know, Eva the Diva, right. But most of the people, it seems like it's like after the show. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's a high fashion model machine at all. Jenna, they say she's a letdown. And the designer says she's not tall. Takara, yes, that's what she did. A lot of stuff on BET. Now we haven't seen her in a while, but I thought she was, and she even did for the president. He did a dating show for he did a dating show with the one who was in the White House, who was just on Big Brother. Kind of the original black BITCH of reality TV. And then he did one for Takara as well, or with Takara or whatever. Okay. So that's what we got, you know, and then the Omarosa, right. So, but Takara did something with Zero. I was like, ew. So we have 4 beautiful ladies standing before me. This is when we get to find out who's the top, but we only have 3 photos to represent those that are going on to be finalists. And the number 1 photo represents the best campaign for the week. And the best campaign, the number 1 photo was Kyla. And then number 2 was Christiana. And I'm like, oh no, Shanice, that's who I'm rooting for. She's in the bottom. And Jenna, who, you know, I kind of want to root on her, but she's so mean. And they say, Shanice, you had beautiful a photo, but your film, I do a good Tyra. This was not even a good one because they changed the script on me, girl. But it was a beautiful photo, but your film was questionable. It was too up and down. And then Jenna, they say, you know, can you follow the directions of the client? Can you give the client what they want? You should have been able to give the client what they want. And then, but number 3 is Shanice, and Shanice gasped. She's crying, and we're happy because that's who I'm rooting for. I want her to win. She's the only brown one left. I'm rooting on her. And then there's a twist because they give Jenna a piece of paper, and she's been saved by Philip Klein. She didn't have the right look. I'm back, y'all. Welcome back, girl. She didn't have the right look for the beauty hair campaign, but he felt that she had the right look for his fashion show. I think he likes her. I wonder if they're dating. That's what I was kind of like. Thank you for the like. It seemed like something was going on. So next there will be a fitting, and I'm like, is he going to be trying to put his hands on Jenna? Maybe because he knows she was involved with, I don't know. I got this feeling about them. And you can be cut at any time. So that kind of gives you the impression that we still got a final 4. They might cut somebody along the way. And you need to be on your A game at all times. And that was the end of the episode. So that's what I got. All things, you abandoned me. Story of my life, though. No! That's not your life. The story of your life is that you're loved and adored and wonderful, fabulous things flock to you. Look, I'm making up stories. But that's what I got for this edition. I mean, not for this edition, but for this episode of America's Next Top Model. So I guess next week is the finale. I don't know. I wasn't paying good attention when it went off. But thank you so much for being here, liking, commenting, subscribing. I appreciate y'all who jumped on the live so we could chit chat a little bit. And again, I'm coming right back with Married at First Sight, one of my favorite shows. No, I didn't. See, tell her, girl, tell her. But you know, I'm coming right back with Married at First Sight. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. Bye. Peace.